can be only one podcast, and may it be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks, I'm Matt, and where is Bruce? This was his week. He was supposed to come. He got text messages. He never responded back. Now, I know Bruce, if anyone who doesn't know, Bruce is back working at his 80-hour-a-week job. Why? Money, money, money. As you heard in episode 100, maybe if you missed it, Bruce is going back to his old pharmacy for extra hours and way more money, so can't blame him for going for that, grabbing for that cash. He wasn't supposed to go. This was his last week to be at his old job, so his hours should still be light. And so I wanted to get him in here to do a podcast real quick before he went on, but no response from him means he's not coming. Now, that's a shame because we had planned to talk about basically just giving a movie update here. And with his dialogue, it was going to add, obviously, another 5 minutes to the conversation. He doesn't prepare for this as I do a little bit. Like, I write a few highlights and notes down, but not Bruce. He kind of likes to wing it and then not really talk much. One of my favorite episodes was we did Game of Thrones. I let him pick the topic. This is a long time. I can't remember which episode this was. This is very early back in the day. Not early, but I think it was under 100 episodes. Like, I had the first 50 written out. And I said, dude, you write one. What do you want to do it on? Anything. He said, Game of Thrones. His brother Will was coming in, so we all got around to do Game of Thrones. Okay, I said, okay, guys, I don't know Game of Thrones, so you're going to have to talk about it, okay? They said, okay, we will. Oh, no, we got lots to say. 5 minutes later, they looked at me and they went, yeah, we're done. 5 minutes was all they went. So I had to lead the conversation by asking questions about Game of Thrones, something I still don't care about to this day. The reason I don't watch Game of Thrones is because I hear I was going to wait till it all finished, and then I heard the ending was so bad that, I'm like, well, why watch it all if the ending's going to suck? I don't know. Maybe one day I'll watch it. Probably not. But, yeah, if the ending sucks, I don't want to waste my time watching it. Even though it may have some great episodes in between, it's still not the best for me. Not for me. There's way more other things I can watch. By the way, what am I watching right now? Survivor. But I'm watching the foreign versions of Survivor. My buddy Mikey from Saturday Morning Salmon Flange got me all the survivors from South Africa, the country South Africa. I just caught up with those. The new one comes out this summer. And then the UK version, if it's coming out soon. They did 2 seasons, then stopped like back in 2001 and 2002. Now they've come back. They're bigger than ever, and it's going to be this summer. I kind of want to watch that one too. But I have to keep up on my Survivor UK. I finished 1 season. I am probably a third of the way through season 2. I'm watching those in between the regular Survivor that comes on. And they're fun. They're kind of the old school Survivor, before the hidden immunity idols, and they had alliances, but other than that, it was still kind of light. The challenges are kind of weak. I'm not faulting them for any of that. I just think it's kind of weird, some of the different things they do in foreign countries. It is Survivor, but they do challenges different, tribals different, twists are sometimes different. Even in the UK, they have some very weird stuff in the first season. I'll just tell you one of them. They have the contestants snuff their own torch, which no one has ever done. So that was kind of interesting. And so far, they're continuing that for season 2. But I'm always interested to see the other versions of Survivor, so this will be fun. After that, I'm going to take on the big one, Survivor Australia. They have had several episodes, but I hear that's like the closest thing to the U.S., like in competitiveness, the way the game's played. And so I'm really excited about watching Survivor Australia, but I do want to make it through Survivor UK. Now, after that, what am I watching? I don't know. Survivor Australia will last me for the rest of the year. I think it's got like, 9-10 seasons, maybe more than that. So I've got a lot of Survivor to start watching over the summer and throughout the fall. So it'll be till next year till I find a show. Now, there's been lots of suggestions on shows I should watch. I only want to watch something if it's completed. I don't really have that many. A lot of my shows are wrapping up now. the ones I started like 6-7 years ago are finally hitting their last season and wrapping up, which is great because I don't want to watch them I'm kind of tired of them all. But other than that, I'm a free agent come 2024, I guess. And I watch the occasional movie, which is the whole purpose of this conversation. We're going to talk movies here. Now, I cannot recall if I've talked about this movie before, and I was going to let Bruce talk about it a little bit because I have a feeling I talked about it, The Menu. If you haven't seen The Menu, holy crow, it is well worth your time. I don't know what streaming services, because they're all different streaming services. The Menu is worth it. It's kind of like a thriller. I just showed it to my family this past weekend, and they enjoyed it too. It's something. It's very hard for a movie to keep me engaged the whole time, and this one did. It's like kind of like another odd one dealing with food and stuff is called Pig by Nicolas Cage. That's who it is, and Pig is pretty good too. I mean, it's the dumbest name for a movie ever, but I mean it's really good. Keeps you engaged. I like these movies that keep you engaged. For me, it takes me like 2 or 3 nights to watch a movie because I get bored, I get tired, I want to do something else. I can't just sit there watching it all the day. So it takes me usually about 2 to 3 days to watch a full movie. But if the movie can make me sit through it the whole way through, that means it's good. And The Menu and Pig are definitely worth it. Another one that I'll go ahead and mention, I don't think, I begged Bruce to watch it, but I doubt he did, is Tetris. Tetris is, I think that's on Apple Plus. I don't know. It's fantastic. It is a fantastic movie. True story about how Nintendo got the rights, console rights and handheld rights and everything to Tetris. This is back during communist Russia. Excuse me, I'm trying to get over a cold here. But they really don't want to, the Russians it's communism, it's the Iron Curtain. So, it's hostile territory just going over there. And a lot of this is true. I know they stretch true stories a lot. And for the most part, I would say 90% of this is actually happened, And, not verbatim, probably word for word. But, I mean, they even show some of the actors and who they portray, the real characters. Which I love when they do that. And some of them look really close to the button. And watching the Video Game Historian on YouTube, I got to know the story of Tetris, and I always thought it'd be interesting. They finally made a movie about it. And they even showed some video of the actual guy when he was in Russia, too. And it's just surreal. It's such a good movie. It kept me... I saw it, I was like, what is this? And I watched a little bit of it. I knew what it was about. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But, oh my goodness, like 5-7 minutes in, I think I looked at the timer and went, yeah, I'm locked in, man. I think I'm locked in for this. I don't think I'm going to stop. And watched it the whole way through. Because usually I'm reading. I'm reading. Unless I have guests over, then I'm playing board games. But I'm usually reading in my spare time. That's what I love to do. But, that movie made me put down the book and pay attention. I wasn't even shopping on Amazon or, cruising the intranet on my phone. I stayed glued to the tube. So Tetris, definitely worth a shot there. The only movie that I wanted to see, I was supposed to see it tonight with my dad, but I didn't, was 65. I'm not interested in seeing it. Dad really is. I got to admit, the concept, kind of hokey, but maybe hilarious. Sci-fi movie where they crash on a prehistoric planet with dinosaurs. What's there not to love? My dad's like, oh yeah, that's good stuff right there. We were going to watch that this weekend. He got outvoted completely. Everyone else voted The Menu, which I was fine with, but I didn't want to watch again. And Dad kind of grumbled until the end. Until watching it, he was fine with the movie, but he really wanted to watch 65. Well, my dad... Let me just tell you something, folks. You think I'm busy. My dad has something going on every night, it seems. I've tried to get this sucker every night. Nope, busy this night. Nope, doing something. He's out tonight doing stuff. Well, he's back home now probably by this time. But either way, though, I was like, oh, my goodness. So there's no good time to watch this movie with my dad. So I may just watch it by myself, or I may just not watch it all. No, I'll wait for Dad. I'm not really keen on watching it. I mean, I'll watch it and see, but... someone told me about it a long time ago. I think that's a terrible name for a movie. Was it 65 BC? Is that what they're trying to say? I don't know. So I just don't know. But I think 65 does not explain what the movie is. And it's a weird type movie. So how do you explain it, I guess, is the real phrase there. But either way, that's one that's on my docket. That's the only movie, actually, on my list of want to go see. There are some movies in theaters coming out that I will see, mainly re-releases of the big Lebowski, which is coming out in theaters this week, select theaters. So this Thursday, I will be there with Wes, and maybe Wes and I will talk about it, and Heath. And if, Heath can stay up, we'll talk about that too. The movie, I mean, and maybe Heath, staying up past 8 o'clock. But anyway, so I'm watching Big Lebowski, and then the next week, I believe I'm going to try to catch Return of the Jedi. Wes from Prince of the Universe. 3 years ago, we watched Empire again in theaters. It was so fun for its 40th anniversary. I don't think Star Wars was there for its 40th anniversary. But they released Empire. Now they're re-releasing Jedi. And I'll watch Jedi. That's fine. I'd love to see it again. I'll always go for the original trilogy in theaters. Would I go for the prequels? That's a hard question. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go back for the prequels. Maybe I would. But I would definitely go back for Return of the Jedi. So I'm hopefully adding that to the docket list. And my top, on Saturday Morning Sam Flans, we always talk about our top 5 movies we saw in theaters. Could both. I mean, if an older movie gets shown in theaters, it counts, baby. It counts in my book. So, will Return of the Jedi get number 1? That'd be wild. And probably so, knowing me and movies. But, John Wick 4 came out, and I love that one. If I haven't talked about John Wick 4, it's excellent. Go see it. Do I do spoilers for John Wick 4? I know Bruce and I were going to talk about it. And, what the heck? I'm going to start now. Spoilers, folks. Spoils for the rest of this. But before I get to the spoilies for John Wick 4, what I think about it? Excellent. Love it. Love the villain, the Marquis Dumont. He was great. There's some great scenes. There's a super good action scene in there that I really loved. A lot of great stuff. My wife enjoyed it too. Is it the best one of the series? No. 3 is still my favorite, even though I think 1 is awesome too. But 4 is very good. It is probably the 3rd best, and I mean, that's not knocking 2. 2's excellent too. They're just, they're all one step behind each other, I think. But anyway, all right, so here we go with spoilers. John Wick. Let's talk about the action scene. I like the bullets that catch on fire, and I guess they got a drone to shoot that, just one big action piece. One action scene that went from room to room, where you got a bird's eye view of everything. I love that. I thought it was great. I like those one camera angles, long action sequences. And obviously they added the CGI with the flames and stuff on the bullet flames, but I thought the bullet flame gun was just awesome. They come up with great ideas every time for action, and John Wick's no different. I thought it was cool that he kills the master assassin at the very beginning. I thought that would be the end of the book, but it's at the very beginning, and I laughed. I was like, oh, whoa, I thought that was the movie, but it's not. The Marquis Dumont, I don't know actors very well. I know this dude played Pennywise, and I loved him for that, but oh my goodness, he was great in this movie. IP Man, don't know the actor's name, is good. He's great. Not my favorite. The Marquis Dumont, or however I'm pronouncing his name, could be doing it totally wrong. Don't care. But he was the best. He was the best. Was he the best villain? I don't know. But even the guy with the gold teeth was really good. The Baba Yaga. He was great too, man. I loved him too. You shot me in the ass. That was just funny, man. And just some really good villains, I thought. And the I Am Kronk or whatever was really good too. I mean, yeah, man, it just has some memorable villains here. It, worked its way really well. A lot of good humor. I heard that Keanu Reeves cut his lines down to 380. I wanted to go back and watch the movie and count each one. But the movie's just excellent. The time flies by super. It's almost 3-hour movie, and you don't realize it. And that's what I'm talking about. Endgame, Avengers Endgame, I knew that was 3 hours because it took me 3 days to watch it. I mean, I couldn't stand it. It felt like it dragged forever. John Wick 4, boom. It was in and done. I was like, wow, this is good stuff. And you're glued to your seat the whole time. I love the John Wick movies. Now, big spoiler. Big spoiler. If you've been hanging in there, you may want to tune out for about a minute or two. But here comes the big spoiler. He dies at the end, okay? But does he die? The movie made tons of money. Of course he didn't die. He's coming back. We see him pass out on the steps and then his funeral, but that could have been faked. They're going to do, as I understand, some spinoffs, which I may watch, but I don't think they'll be that good. Keanu Reeves is John Wick. But when the movie makes, just tons, buttloads of money, there's always another one. And, Keanu Reeves said if the director is ready to come back, and the director said he needs 2 years at least to think about it, if they come back, do another one, I'm in. I'm in like Flynn. I'm John Wick, locked and loaded, all day, John Wick. That's what I want to see. I think the movie's fantastic. Will it be my movie of the year? I don't know. Could be. So far, yes. But, some of these re-releases may be really good. And I'm going to be fair. I'm not just going to give it to Return of the Jedi, but I want to see him. We'll be interested. But John Wick 4 will definitely be in my top 5. But that's on a different podcast. Let's move on to the two big ones that Bruce and I were going to talk about, but I guess we're not now. Marvel and DC movies. Flip a coin. Shazam 2. Let's go with Shazam 2 first. This one went straight to streaming almost after a month after its release. Not good. The movie bombed in theaters because DC sucks. DC sucks. Oh, it needed the Snyderverse. No. Snyderverse sucked too. So this one, there was a lot of humor. I didn't watch the trailer for this one, so they didn't give away all the humor this time. When not watching the trailer in the first movie, it talked about every funny scene but maybe one. And now this movie, I didn't see the trailer, so I got to laugh at some of the scenes. I thought the movie was okay. I don't understand all the villains. I'm sure they were real villains in the world of Shazam. It held my attention, but dragged a little bit. I think we need to clippity-clip 30 minutes off of this movie. And this is in bits and pieces of 5 and 10 minutes here and there. You could kind of cut. Like I said, the movie had its charming moments. It was okay. I didn't really love it. Was it better than the first one? I don't know. I think they're both kind of subpar movies. This one had Wonder Woman at the end. So what? I don't like Gal Gadot. Oh, no. Did he say it? Yes, I don't really like her. For Wonder Woman. I know a lot of people do. I don't hate her. I don't think she's the worst Wonder Woman ever. I just don't really care about her. And that she was in this one, big whoop. I know that Black Adam was supposed to make an appearance and Dwayne Johnson said no, or whatever it was. And it's a shame because I think Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam would have been benefited if they would have tied the two movies or franchises together, because Black Adam and Captain Marvel or Shazam are nemesis. So I think that would have worked out well, but it didn't. Oh well, who cares? The scene at the end. I mean, nice to see the some of the Suicide Squad people or the Peacemaker actors back. I don't even know if there's gonna be a Peacemaker 2 now. I don't even. James Gunn is in charge. Maybe, I don't know. I don't read up on the rumors anymore because I don't care. I really don't care about DC that much. But I thought it was meh. Okay. It shouldn't get all the hate that it gets online if it's getting not many people are loving it. I mean, it's the same as the first one in my opinion. I mean, I believe it is, so I don't think it's that much different than the first one. Like I said, I couldn't tell the difference between the two, but that doesn't mean it's good. It's not a ringing endorsement for this movie either. Should you watch it? No. DC is mainly a waste of time. I only watched it. I'll promise you this. I only watched it so Bruce and I could do the podcast on it. That's why I watched it. That is the tried and true reason why I watch DC and Marvel these days. I don't really care about them that much anymore, but that's the one thing Bruce and I can always talk about. Excuse me. So, I decided to watch it for him, and he's not here. So, oh well. All right, so moving on to the last one I want to talk about. Ooh, I got lots of time left. Holy cow, I can't talk about this for 10 minutes. We'll have to find some other topic too. But here we go. Ant-Man 3, Quantumania. Whatever it is, Ant-Man Wasp, I don't care. Now, you want to know something I care about? Paul Rudd. I like Paul Rudd. I think the first Ant-Man was really good. It was a really good movie. I remember laughing about it with my brother. And my favorite scene is when they're fighting in the little girl's room and the toy train tips over after hitting Yellow Jacket or Ant-Man. I thought that was friggin' hilarious. And 2 was okay, but not like 1. And 3 was, geez. I mean, they went like Star Wars grade level on the CGI. This movie must have cost them, and I don't know how much. I didn't check and see, but hundreds of millions of dollars. Because it's like an Avatar movie, man. There's everything is special effects. I was like, oh, geez. So they threw the big money at it. Is this what, Phase 4, Phase 5? I don't know. But anyway, they introduced Kang, which the actor did a good job, I thought. I thought he did a good job as Kang. I thought Kang was a good choice for a villain. I'm hearing now he's supposed to be the big, Thanos villain but then the actor got in some trouble, and now he's not coming back. I don't know. They'll recast who cares? Who cares? Marvel is so off the rails at this point. But I do enjoy Paul Rudd. I do enjoy his humor. I laughed a few times. Not that it has to be funny. But overall, the movie... Oh, and by the way, spoilers, I guess. The special appearance by Bill Murray was funny. Not necessary, but funny. But at this point, they don't care who they put in, I guess. I don't really know if this was a story from his comic book, because I never was familiar with Ant-Man. I was going to ask Bruce that. If he was here, I was going to ask him that. I don't know how well this movie... I think it broke even, maybe. I don't know. I just don't... I just don't keep up with that. But I know it was in theaters forever. But I watched it. My wife watched it. She didn't care. She missed about one half of the movie on and off and did not care. My wife is totally gone for Marvel now. I mean, even though Ant-Man's kind of one of the OGs in a way, he got barely into Phase 1 or Phase 2. I don't know. I don't know what phase we're in. But he was in the Avengers movie, so he's kind of, and I think he was in Civil War. But the thing is, though, he's kind of been around for a while now, so there's some familiarity with him, but Megan's basically just out. Mrs. is out. For me, overall, what I think, meh. I did check my phone a little bit here. I did talk to my girls a little bit in between. I was not engaged. I just needed to finish it in time for our podcast. I watched it last night. Stayed up late. Didn't want to stay up late. Actually wanted to go to bed early. But said, no, Bruce is doing this podcast with me tomorrow. I've got to see this through. And oh, yeah. Oh, not worth it. Not that it's a terrible movie. It's not a terrible movie. It's okay. It's like Doctor Strange 2. I think I may have had more fun with Doctor Strange 2. And when I like Doctor Strange 2 better than Ant-Man 3, there's a problem there. Because Doctor Strange 1, oh no, I love Ant-Man 1 and 2 and 3 better than 1. And 2 wasn't the best movie. But I think I like Doctor Strange 2 better than Ant-Man 3. And I mean, these are like mediocre rankings too. So if, maybe, I don't know, Doctor Strange 2 was a 6, Ant-Man 3 would be a 5. I didn't hate it. It was just okay. Is this really a ringing endorsement? And I really wish Bruce was here because, Bruce is going to say, I loved it. It wasn't that bad. Or maybe he would say he loved it. I don't know. The little stinger at the end is very confusing. Kang's back. Looks like in the 18th century. And so is Owen Wilson and Loki from the TV show. But that doesn't make any sense because at the end of Loki, Owen Wilson doesn't even know who he is. No one knows who he is. So, I don't get it. And in this stinger, it looks like Owen Wilson knew who Loki was. I don't understand. Maybe when Loki 2 comes out, I'll understand. Will I watch Loki 2? Yes, I kind of liked Loki. That was probably... No, I enjoyed the Hawkeye series. The Hawkeye series may have been the last thing I enjoyed from Marvel. So Loki was one of the few last things I enjoyed. So I will watch that. I have no idea when it's coming out, but I'll watch it. Will it be that good? I don't know. What do I think about other movies coming out? I don't know of any other Marvel movies coming out. I don't know. I just don't keep up with it anymore. What do I think about the superhero burnout? Is there superhero burnout? Yes and no. I think people still want to see superhero movies, but they want to see good ones. And we're not getting good ones now. They know Marvel is crap. So they'd rather just wait to go free to see it free on Disney Plus than go in the theaters. They've known DC was crap for a long time because Snyderverse sucks. And do I think James Gunn is just going to ring in the new year with a great... I don't know. In fact, I think his Suicide Squad was the only thing I've ever loved. So, be honest, I'm interested to see what he has in store. I hope it's good. I doubt it will be. I've completely written off DC as ever coming out with any good movies. You know, The Flash. I know The Flash is coming out. My wife wants to see it because Michael Keaton is in it. I'll go see it, but I'm just going to hold my breath through the whole thing. I think it's going to be a bore. But other than that, though, I'm just not excited about any of that. And I think a lot of people are like me. They're just like, meh, I'll kind of wait on it. You know, now, why does that do good? I mean, those do bad, and then Mario Brothers just smashes records? I have no idea. From what I've heard from every parent or person who is gone, who's of age, I should say, of legal age, let's say, they said the movie is short and paper-thin storyline. Like, a storyline is lightly pasted on it. It's, you know, not the best, but yet it's killing it. So does that mean we need to have more dumb movies coming out? I hope not. We need to have better written movies. Better characters and everything. But unless Hollywood is interested in doing that, me and my cash will sit at home. I can happily sit at home. I don't have to go to the movies all the time. We live right next to the movies. And, you know, my wife loves movie popcorn. And we, the movie experience. I don't mind eating a little movie popcorn. And when it's worth my while, I'll go to the movie theaters. But as you know, you've probably heard from me already. Let me see. I've seen 2 movies so far this year. I want to say I need to start writing down the movies I've seen. No, I've seen 3 movies this year. 2 new ones and 1 old release. I'm going to see 2 more old releases and 1 more new release for sure this year. Oh no, but I'm going to see Mission Impossible. I am going to go see Indiana Jones. So I will see more new movies than old movies, but I'm just excited, probably more excited for some of these older movies, like Big Lebowski, folks. I'll tell this story real quick. I got the time. I wanted to see Big Lebowski when it came out in theaters the first time around, but my friends went, and when they came out, I was working at the mall back then, and they went to the theater in the mall. They came out and said, "How was it?" They said, "Worst movie ever." I was like, "What? Was it not good?" They said, "No, it wasn't." And then when I rented it at Blockbuster, oh, liars. Great movie. Can't wait to see that in theaters again. Return of the Jedi I saw when it got re-released its last time. What was that? Back in 97. It'll be exciting to see it again. And before that, I saw it 40 years ago when I was 6 years old. I saw it 3 times in theaters. I vividly remember each time. Twice with my dad, once with my grandmother. Loved it every time. That was the movie. Was that one of the earliest movies I remember? Maybe in theaters. But holy crow, I love me some Return of the Jedi. And like I said, maybe nostalgia will take over, and that'll be my number 1. And I don't go crazy about every re-release in theaters coming out. There's a few that I remember my buddy Heath showed me, and I'm not really interested in going to the theaters to see all these. None of them are dragging me to the theaters yet, but I mean, we still got the rest of the year, so who knows what else will come out. And every blue moon, there's one that will attract my wife, and we'll go. So that's always fun too. And I think I have talked about that when we've talked about movie theater. So, by the way, should you see Antman 3? I guess. If you have nothing to do and you sometimes watch Marvel movies, go ahead. Go ahead. Paul Rudd's not bad. It's got some funny moments in it. But, which one between the Shazam 2 and Ant-Man? I guess Ant-Man. So, should you see Shazam 2? Yeah, I guess. But to be honest, the ones you should see, Tetris. Tetris over the Menu. Maybe Pig over Menu 2. I love Menu, though. The ending is kind of hokey, though. I will give it that. But yeah, Tetris. There you go. Watch Tetris. Enjoy it. Not someone playing Tetris, the movie Tetris. Yeah, so that's a really good one to see. And you know what? I guess we're not going to have Bruce on for quite some time because now his big schedule begins. So we may not see Bruce for a while, but don't worry, folks, because next week, I believe, it is Wesley coming back with an excellent topic that he's planning on, and maybe, if we can get a hold of him, a crossover podcast host. But Until next time, we'll see you on Princes of the Universe.